So Lewis Hamilton is the 2017 world champion. So let that sink in. Welcome everybody back to the Grid Watchers podcast, episode number 21. And on today's podcast, I'm joined by the usual suspect, Corsa LFC 96, because no one else seems to be turning up. I'm sure Rickson is just sucking Lewis Hamilton's cock vigorously right now.
He's on his fourth wank.
Yeah, it's just too much, man.
It is, and
yeah.
Ken's got a busy life, so
Yeah,
I think we can understand Ken. Ken's quite busy at the moment, so that's fair.
Yeah, but like I said,
he's quite busy and needs an early night.
Yeah, definitely. So, like I said in the intro, Alex, Lewis Hamilton is a 2017 world champion. Fourth title. Madness, eh?
Well, I'm not surprised. If you look at how the season's gone, you go, Mercedes more reliable than Ferrari, despite being similar on pace. And then you go, Hamilton was far better than Bottas. It wasn't even in the same league. So you go, Hamilton's probably had an easier world championship than most of them. Because he hasn't had a good teammate to fight up against. Well, Nico Rosberg, we could argue, didn't deserve a world championship anyway. We'll move on. And although he had a fight from Ferrari, they absolutely bottled it. So, I mean, fair shout to him. He has had to, work hard for it. But we knew this was coming. It wasn't really a massive surprise. So, fair shout. But, we'll see. We'll see how next season goes.
Yeah, and I think it must have been one of the most anti-climactical sort of world championship wins, because he was just at the back the whole time, and with the crash at the start, I know, but you thought, I might be battling at the front for the win with Verstappen and Bottas, but he wasn't, unfortunately, because of the incident at the start, which I want to go straight in for, Alex. And it was a bit all over the place, wasn't it, with Seb, Verstappen and Lewis at the start.
It was a massive clusterfuck, which is my favourite word anyway. But it was, and everyone's... The first thing I want to pick out is that there's quite a few people on social media that were going, how come Vettel left the track and still made the overtake or whatever? And it's like, Vettel didn't leave the track. He was still on it. So I don't know what you're chatting about, because it was a whole thing from last week that was carrying over and no one cares. And so Vettel decided to tap the back of Verstappen, only marginally. So, I mean, that's fine. And then decided to plough his front wing into the back of Hamilton's tyre, which, although wrecking Hamilton's race, destroyed Vettel's way more, because, Vettel was then at the back with Hamilton.
Yeah, it was sort of... It was the crash destroyed both their chances of winning. Well, it mainly destroyed Vettel's chance of winning the race and the potential title, which wasn't really going to happen with a 66-point difference. But I think Vettel needed to win 2 out of the last 3 races to even have a chance of getting in.
He needed 2 wins in the second place and Hamilton to not score any points.
Yeah, exactly.
To win, so it was...
Well, exactly. And with the field that are there, you got the Saubers and the Williams who aren't fantastic. It was good, and the Haas, it was not going to happen, really. So, the one thing... Well, like I said, Ken isn't here, but he did message us saying about the driver podium. It's like, it was like, Hamilton's won. What about the drivers? We don't care about them. We don't care about the podium. We'll just focus on Hamilton the whole time. And it was like a good 10, 15 minutes before we even saw the podium, with Hamilton running about the stadium area around Mexico.
I mean, firstly, so usually people are out on the track, great, but then they put the cars on the same bit of track and the drivers on the same bit of track. I don't physically know what they were expecting to happen, apart from crowds flooding in on top of the drivers, like some sort of pitch invasion.
Yeah.
So Hamilton's running one way for no reason, gets attacked, almost crowded round by loads of fans, and then runs the other way towards where he should have been anyway and where was stood to meet David Coulthard. And then there was fans around there, and then there was a load of blokes that then got in the way, so that's fine. And then David Coulthard's trying to do his job, and Hamilton's just like, nah, I'm all right, fam. We'll congratulate someone who's the other side of my car. So now it just steps over his car as a handshake. Then goes, the other side of his car again to have a handshake. And then, oh, Valtteri, great, thanks. I'm world champion, you're not. And then decides to have a word with David Coulthard. And it was really like, I don't really want to be here. And just sort of then, David Coulthard asked his last question. Then was, I think, hoping to come back. And then Hamilton decided to do some sort of Jensen Button at Monaco 2009 and just sprint away from where everything was happening towards, I don't even know where he went. And then they did some sort of weird podium, which I didn't see.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, fortunately, because my stream stopped.
It sounded awful, though.
Yeah, I think...
It was a revolving DJ, and then Kimi was just there necking a big bottle of champagne, and I don't even know what was going on there. No one cared, did they?
No, Verstappen and Kimi just like couldn't be bothered. They're like, why should we care about Hamilton? And I don't think many of the drivers actually like Hamilton as a person either. So
no.
Yeah, but let us
There are more popular winners, I think.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, but let us know your thoughts on Hamilton and the whole scene at the end in the comments below. But back to the actual race. I wanted to talk about Renault, Alex, and their power unit. 4 cars with the power unit in it retired today, which shows how bad that power unit is. And I was surprised Verstappen didn't retire because he set a fast lap at one point, and the engineer's like, Max, don't do that again, it might blow up, don't do any more quick laps, which is hilarious to listen to. But yeah, they've got, I think you mentioned last week about Honda, Toro Rosso thinking, what have we gone into? But it's more like McLaren thinking, shit, what have we done to sign up with Renault?
Yeah, I don't really know. McLaren right now are probably going pros and cons. Oh wait, no, here's one engine on fire, here's another engine on fire. Going, Mercedes, we will like give you everything you ever needed. Like, it's I don't even know what's going on, because since Toro Rosso have been giving Honda, Toro Rosso planned for life with Honda by blowing up all of their engines. Red Bull have had engine issues all through the year, but mainly with Verstappen, and then that stopped, and now Ricciardo's decided to take that on. It's just, we all know engine regulations need to change, but Max Verstappen, did he set like 3 lap records in a row? And then they came on the radio and just went, if you do that again, you are not finishing this race.
Yeah.
Don't.
Like yeah.
And Max was having a whale of a time. He's just like, let's bang in another one. I can gain a 10th there, gains a 10th there, another fast lap. And it was ridiculous. Max Verstappen was unbelievable. But yeah, it's got to be worrying times for Renault. The amount of driver issues, the amount of engine issues they had in practice as well, with Piers Gasly not being able to do qualifying because of an engine failure. Hartly had some engine failure in Q2, and yeah, not great for them. Not great for Honda either. They said it was embarrassing the amount of grid position penalties they had at this stage of the season, which it is. And Alonso picked up a point, if I'm right.
Alonso 10th, and Van Dorn
another
12th.
10th race from decent position. He had a pretty decent race. And did you see his qualifying in Q1?
I didn't watch any qualifying because I was drinking. So
he was less than 2/10 off provisional pole position in Q1.
Oh, was he? Wait. Okay.
Yeah, with that long straight, they set a purple middle sector in Q1.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
So yeah, so if they had even a half decent engine in that car, it's bloody quick. However, they have a Honda engine in that car. Yeah. It is not.
Alonso and Hamilton had a great battle at one point.
They did. That was fun.
Yeah, it was really good. There was only the last two, 3 corners, but it was really, really good racing from both the drivers, neck and neck. And they were doing like switch back, and they were so close to hitting each other so many times. I think they did touch once or twice as well, but they were great.
They have that experience, though, don't they? And that I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't think of it. But they can go side by side and know that they won't hit because they have that trust. That they've done it so many times before. They have that trust that they can do it with each other.
Yeah.
So there was like side by side, it'll be fine. Hamilton won't crash into me. Alonso won't crash into me. Veterans, just have fun. And I think, to be fair, they probably did try and have a little bit of fun, rather than going, "Oh, I don't want to hurt the car." They just went, bollock it. Just let's just do something fun. Yeah. And they did, and it was great to watch. They did it more successfully than than Vettel did it. But anyway,
Yeah,
you know, it
yeah,
was that was a good little bit in the race. I enjoyed that.
yeah. And one I was watching, so I don't have Sky, so I couldn't watch it on the TV. So I was watching it on NBC on the link I
Mm.
had, which is an American stream for those who don't know, and they've got British, half Australian commentators. I think, and
That sounds amazing.
no, but they were calling Botas,
Oh
and
yeah,
it
when I
was
went to America, I picked up on that, and I was just
Botas, and I was thinking
yeah,
it's Bottas, and who was
Bottas.
the other one they were saying? Oh, um, who was it? Someone else is called really funny. It was just like it's just please say it right. You know, you're British.
Yeah,
Please, you know how to say Bottas. So that was a bit
yeah. Can
frustrating
you?
to
Mm.
listen to, and and then I think that was about it. There wasn't much on track, unfortunately. Why, racing wise, everyone was, it was just Hamilton Vettel going through the grid, really.
But not really, because Hamilton didn't really push to go through that
Yeah,
grid.
he
Let's
didn't
be fair,
bother. Yeah, yeah,
didn't really bother on that one.
yeah. Um, yeah. Is there anything else we can talk about, sort of race wise, Alex, that I've missed?
I'm just trying to go through the race. Not really. The only thing I pick up on is Nico Hulkenberg was specifically told to get out of the front of the car and not the side, which they always do. So it's a little bit worrying because they came with the radio and said, "Stop the car. The car's not safe. Climb out the front of the car on the nose and get off, not out of the side." So that's a
Hmm.
little bit worrying times. I'm pretty sure that he was going through that, going, "Get out the front, get out the front, get out the front. It'll be
Hmm.
fine. It'll be okay. It'll be fine."
uh,
So yeah, that was a little bit worrying, I think, for him. But again, he was on the hunt for a podium, and then it all went downhill. So, but Ocon was on for the podium as well, and then the virtual safety car and Kimi
yeah, I know,
Raikkonen, and it was like, oh no.
yeah. And well, Hulkenberg was on for a chance as well to get the podium, but that
Mm.
didn't happen. Um, One thing I did want to talk about, actually, I've just remembered, is Kvyat is now officially gone. He's gone, 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 and he's not coming
Mm.
back. Well, at least for next season, we
Yeah,
hope. So
we hope.
I'm glad. Well, Gasly's got it, but there's Hartley's
Yeah,
coming back, which is quite interesting because he's gone
he had a
from
decent
being
race.
he's gone from being there in it's like 6 years ago to being dropped, going back to endurance racing. Happened to have one race last week in America, and now he's pretty much got the seat, which is an incredible turnaround for him.
Well, he's got the seat for the end of the season. I don't know if he'll get the seat for next season. I don't
I've
know what Toro
heard,
Rosso is planning at the moment.
I've heard they want him, so
Really?
yeah, like
Okay.
he's
Not
close
really
to
a young
contract.
driver program because it.
Yeah, he's still technically part of Red Bull though. He's never been. He's dropped off that side, the F1 side, but he's still in the Red Bull family, if you want to call it that.
Mm.
So
Yeah, well, if he's putting in the performance, then why not? He can't be any worse than Danny Kvyat
yeah, yeah, exactly.
because he's not crashing into people.
Yeah,
He hasn't had one crash with anyone.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So he's already doing better, but they're giving him a chance in those last few races. If he's absolutely up to it, mind you, Pierre Gasly is a pretty good benchmark,
Mm.
definitely, because he was up there with Sainz in Malaysia, and obviously Sainz moved to Renault and proved that he's a bloody good driver. So if he can get, he beat Gasly today, or was until he retired. But obviously Gasly had limited running, so it's worth, if Hartley is comparable to Gasly, keep him in. But there
Mm.
are other drivers that could quite easily take that seat. To be fair, you could say that for most teams,
A
like
lot of teams
Ferrari
have, ooh,
and other teams.
but a lot of teams have nailed down their lineup already. The only people who
Mm.
haven't
They
are
have,
Toro Rosso
I think,
and Williams.
and Sauber.
Oh, and yes, and Sauber. Yeah.
And Sauber. It's the only three that haven't confirmed their driver lineup for next year. But I think the year after will be interesting because I think it depends how Bottas does with Mercedes. If Raikkonen retires from Ferrari, if Ricciardo stays at Red Bull, if all three of those change, absolutely anything can happen. So I think we'll have to
Mm.
wait. End of 2018 could be very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, definitely could be. It could be all over the place, really.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I think that rounds off for the race-wise. So looking forward, 2 week time, Brazilian Grand Prix, one of my favourite tracks on the calendar.
Yep, second that.
Hopefully it pisses it down and it makes it exciting. It would be exciting if in the dry anyway, but a little bit of rain throws some things. I can't think of the words. Some surprises. There we go.
Hold on, we have an American in here.
I think I might have fixed it.
Oh, you're fixed. Oh, you're back. Finally. Well,
We are right at the end of the podcast. We have an American in.
yeah. So Diard is
Ah,
here as
beautiful.
well. So you might know him from
Hello,
New
everyone.
Journey and from some other videos with me and Causa. And of course he's F2 driver in AOR. So Diard, we've pretty much talked about the whole race already.
Alright.
So if we can get a quick summary of your thoughts on the race and Hamilton winning the championship.
Congrats to Hamilton on a great drive this season. He's had like no issues pretty much. Verstappen looks impressive. Hopefully he can continue that. And I bet McLaren's a little nervous about next season with Renault engines.
Yeah, we did mention that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, surprisingly, we did mention that. It's like going from one house on fire to another house on fire.
Yeah.
It's never good, is it?
And Died. What your is Lewis Hamilton considered as a great now then, as in the F1 community? Because Vettel's got 4, Senna had 3, and Lauda had 3. But would you consider Hamilton a great now, or not?
I don't think you can't consider him a great. He is one of the greats. He's won 4 titles.
Okay.
It puts him in that elite company. He's beating Schumacher's records. You can't say he's not in an elite company. He is one of the best there has been. And I'm not a fan of him. I'm a fucking Red Bull fan. I'm a Haas fan. I'm very impartial. I don't like Hamilton. I don't like Vettel. Meh. But he is one of the best drivers. He's also on the best equipment, but still he's one of the best drivers. Plain and simple.
Okay. Alex,
Yeah, he has only ever been outscored twice in his entire career, so that shows the sort of driver he is. So, given whatever equipment, he will beat your teammates.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I agree with that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think. Some people think yes, some people think no about Hamilton being a great or not. I think he is. Not a Hamilton fan myself,
Yeah,
used to
same.
be. But
Yeah.
I think he's got 4 titles now. He can't not be considered as a great.
You've got to judge it when he retires, and you look at the stats he's got when he retires. Then you can judge where he is, because I'm pretty sure in the opening seasons of Schumacher, you couldn't go, "Oh yeah, he's the greatest of all time." You look at when he retires.
Yeah.
What stats he's got.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So-
I think you could with Wayne Rooney when he retired from England duty. The people then look back, and people still football related, but that people still flick saying he's a legend, and no, he's not. It's all people different opinions, but back to what we were talking about, the Brazilian Grand Prix. Hopefully it's a good one. So let's do some.
Hopefully it rains.
Yeah, we were saying that. Hopefully it does.
Yeah,
rain.
Jesus, it's like deja vu. We've all got the same idea of what we want.
So I thought of you, Diard. Your predictions for the United States Grand Prix, the Brazilian Grand Prix.
My top 3 are
Top 3 and pole.
Poland top 3.
pole. I'll go Hamilton. Top 3, third I'll go Vettel. Second Hamilton. First Verstappen.
You're the new December. December always talks about Red Bull and Verstappen winning every single race.
They're on a roll right now.
That is very true. With some winning today and Ricciardo doing well. No, I doesn't say he did well last week, but he retired last week as well. So 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, was doing well.
Yeah, it was doing well before the last 2 weeks. Causa, what are you saying?
I'm going to push the vote out. I'm going to go for a Ricciardo Poland win.
Mhm.
Because Red Bull are looking really, really mighty at the moment. I'm then going to go Hamilton and then Vettel.
Okay. I'm gonna go Hamilton pole, and then I'm gonna go Ricciardo third, Hamilton second, and Verstappen to win.
Okay.
Alright.
I want it to rain and Verstappen to do what he did last year and just boss the field and
Absolutely destroy the field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully,
Brazil is known for raining. To be fair, it more often than not seems to have some sort of rain. So yeah, that could be interesting.
I can't think of anything like a time when it's not been an exciting race. It's always something good happens at Brazil.
Yeah, there's always something in there.
Yeah, I wish it was the final race, but unfortunately, Abu Dhabi is there, and it ruins the end of the season every single year.
Yeah.
It's because of the money, and then they go, oh, it's a twilight race, and you get the cliche of, oh, and as dawn, goes down on the season or whatever, and it's like, oh, nice cliche.
Yeah. So as the final topic of the podcast, as Hamilton has won the world title and the season is over with, what would you guys add to F1 next year? I know there's no big package coming in, but as a small little thing, what would you add to F1? I'll start with you, Alex.
Start with who?
You, Alex.
Oh, me.
Your name was
Well,
Alex.
there's two of us, so you said start with you.
No.
Who's
the other Alex in this podcast?
Well, I think you cut out when it said Alex.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I heard just you.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So, things to add, that's difficult because the regulations aren't really changing, because obviously what do I like to find as new is 2 more Vs to that engine and less dirty air, but obviously that isn't doable because the things aren't changing. Stuff they're taking away is obviously the shark fin and the coat hangers, so that will already improve it. But I think things that need to be added, Pirelli need to get the tyres sorted as they were like last season, because the degrading was good, so they went with a different strategy, so the undercut was more beneficial. But to be fair, that's sort of about it. I just wish the driver lineup was changing more at the top end, so we had something different. Obviously, we had Bottas this season, but Bottas has shown to be pretty woeful. Won a couple of races, but in fairness, he's been pretty mediocre at best. So, yeah.
Okay. Diard, what would you want?
Instead of adding, can I get taken away? Can I at least get rid of
go
halos?
for it.
Can we just not have
Of course,
halo
the Halo. Forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Halo.
Yeah, definitely take that off.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just get rid of that disgusting thing.
Anything else?
But so hopefully next season there's more rainy races. Is all I gotta hope for.
Spice it up, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to say more F1 races at your time zone, so you could.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen unless they have another USA race.
There's rumour they want a race in New York, so they might do. I don't know how that would work. It would be like the E Prix for the Formula E. It won't be very good.
Yeah.
But apparently they want one. Well, no, they've got one in New York anyway. There's an E Prix in New York at the moment, but they want to do F1 as well. So I wouldn't.
Well, they want to do the same in London, don't they?
Yeah, I've heard that.
They've planned and in Rome. They're doing the Prix in Rome.
Yes. Yeah.
And it looks all right.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. What would I add to F1? I think they need. I know they've improved it already, but I think they still need more fan interaction. And I know it's got better with how they've gone with the rights and stuff. But there's still a little bit more would be nice.
Well, they're always expanding it, aren't they? They're always just adding a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit. So as long as they keep doing that for a little while until it's like, yeah, you know what, this is really good. But the amount they're putting on like YouTube and things like that, and the participation that you get in and stuff is really good. So I'm enjoying the new social media side.
And then I think
especially from the teams, so like Force India and Renault and Mercedes and stuff.
Yeah, it's quite funny to read.
Watch them in a race. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. And the other thing would be more races, but that because I hate it when there's a break, like a 2-week break. It's like, oh, there's nothing else. There's no F1 to watch. And
wait, are they doing 3 power units for next season?
Wait, what?
Are they? Oh,
aren't they doing it? Are they doing that?
I hope not.
3 power units instead of 4.
I mean, that would be ridiculous, in my opinion.
No, it's 5 currently. It's 5 currently, isn't it?
That's 4, isn't it?
No, I think it's 5.
No, I thought it's 5.
I think you're wrong. Yeah, it's 5. But if they do that, Honda are screwed. If that happens, so GG Toro Rosso.
Yeah, 13th internal combustion engine and MG UK
Jeez.
this
That's
weekend.
ridiculous.
When you've got a maximum of either 4 or 5, it's not
Mm.
great, is it?
Yeah.
It's I don't see why it's a thing. I know it's supposed to keep costs down, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you're at the back of the grid and not earning any money anyway.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's another
I
thing
don't
I'd add is to reduce the price, and like we spoke about last week, Alex, in the podcast
Yeah.
about how standardised parts would be brilliant. Hopefully, it does come into play.
2021 will be an
2021.
amazing season.
I agree.
Because we get new engines and standardised parts. We just got to wait till then.
4 years. 4 years away.
Yeah, well.
Another thing I'd personally like to add, just for me, is just having Malaysia back next season.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. There's
I do agree.
Some really good tracks out there that just aren't funded enough. Like, I thought South Korea was a great track, but
Same.
there's a load of...
Turkey.
Yeah, Istanbul was always good.
Mm.
Um,
But anyway, it's the way it goes.
Yeah. So I think that rounds off for today's podcast, guys. Let us know your thoughts on the race and all the topics we spoke about today in the comments below. And don't forget to check out myself and Alex. YouTube channels will be in the description. And don't forget to follow Dad. He's only on Twitter. He doesn't do YouTube, unfortunately, but check him out as well. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Good night.